Hey folks, Eric here, the Whatever Guy, because it really is whatever me. And do you folks want to know how to buy the best deals for THCA flower? Like, what are the best deals for THCA flower? Let's go with the simple math of it. You guys stick around and we'll talk about that just a little bit. My name's Eric. I am the Whatever Guy, and I usually videos a couple days a week, basically keeping you guys updated in the world Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, hemp cannabis, is what's going on around. And today, man, we're just going to sit here and we're going to do an interactive video on basically on the prices of THCA, how to buy THCA, what are the best deals on THCA, and let's talk about that just a little bit. Now, as you guys know, we just did a video yesterday about a seizure of 12.5 pounds of marijuana and I think $50,000 worth of cash up in North Alabama. And I discussed yesterday about the fact that I too ride around with pounds of flour. Like when I leave the house today, I'm going to be riding over to the shop. I'm going to be riding over there probably with about 12 pounds of flour, and not that much cash, but that much flour all the way around. And so as we move forward, people are wondering, like, what are the best deals on THC flour? How do you buy THC flour? How do you make money on THC flour? And like, what as a consumer, what's the best way for me to buy my THC flower? And so having said that, today, like I said, we're going to break down. I want you guys to go ahead and get your phone out and let's talk about how THC flower is broke down, how marijuana in and of itself is broke down, and how I make money off of it, and how you can make money off of it, and obviously as a consumer, how you can get the best deals. So as we all know, a lot of times what will happen is, you guys know, I'm a distributor of THC flower. I help distribute flower to local shops around, and usually those pounds will run anywhere between $1,500 and $2,400 a pound, depending on the type of genetics and the type of THC content and stuff like that. Usually the most I will pay for a pound of good LED indoor flower is about $2,400 a pound. So we're going to break that down for you guys and take a look at it and see what it says. So basically 448 grams is what's in a pound. And the way we make money off that is, like, the majority of people out there that are selling online and anywhere else are selling it at $14.99 a gram. Now, if you go ahead and piece that out at $14.99 a gram, okay, times 448 grams, what you're going to come up with is $6,715. Now, I just told you that I only paid $2,400 for that pound. Okay, so that's the most that I will pay for a pound. I'm going to get $2,400. I'm going to pay $2,400 for that pound, and my comeback on that, minus the $2,400 from the $6,715, is hold on a minute, 6,000. What do we say? 448 times 14.99 equals $6,715. Now we're going to take the 2,400 away from that I paid for the pound, and now what I've made basically, guys, is $6,715 minus the 2,400 that I spent. And basically what I made was $4,315 by selling it out piece by piece rate. Now, let's say, for instance, I sell those ounces at $200 an ounce, because as I said before, as you go into buy, a lot of times what will happen is a lot of people don't have a whole bunch of money, so they'll end up buying grams. They'll buy 11.99 grams. I think we sell grams for $11 a gram down there. Most of the places online are selling it for $14.99, but the majority of locations that you actually go into are actually selling that for $20 a gram. So let's say, for instance, they're getting that pound for $2,400 and they're selling it for $20 a gram at 448 grams. They're basically coming back on $8,960 retail coming out there. If you're buying it by the gram all the way around. Now, they usually give you deals on ounces. The bigger the amount in the flour that you buy, and usually that lowers the cost on the other end. And normally what I will do is sell ounces out of our store, $2,400 a pound ounces. I'll sell those for about $200 an ounce. And so we also know that there's 16 ounces in a pound, okay, times $200. And so on that $2,400 a pound that I paid for, I'm basically only making $3,200. Okay, so I'm basically only making about $800 off that pound if I'm selling it out in ounces. So preferably I want to sell it to you in grams, because obviously on the back end, if I sell that whole pound in grams, I'm making $6,000 and change. So you can basically see how this works out. I'm paying $2,400 a gram. If someone buys it in ounces, obviously they're getting a better deal, because at $200 an ounce, okay, basically $200 an ounce, and there's 28 grams in an ounce. That's basically what I'm paying, is $7.14 a gram for that ounce, rather than the $11 a gram that I would normally charge out the store. And what most people are charging is $14.99 a gram online and $20 a gram online, or excuse me, at locations in stores around. And a lot of them are, are going to give you the deals on the ounces. So, in my opinion, the best way to go is, if you have the money, is to go ahead and come out of your pocket the $200 for the ounce, because what's going to happen is, like I said, you're again paying a less money per gram that you would at 28 gram ounce. And then obviously the other end of it too is you have to remember that the retail guy is not making as much money off of it either. He's cutting you a deal, you're cutting him, obviously he's getting a little bit of slack off of it because he's moving that weight. But the fact of the matter is what the way that works is the more weight that he can move and the more time that he can turn that weight over, the price of those pounds will go down. So that $2,400, let's say I'm selling, 4 or 5 pounds of flower between retail ounces and all that, out of the store. What'll happen is I'm locked into a certain price at that $2,400, max pound that I would pay. However, if I could move to a point where I'm running 10 or 15 pounds through my store, that distributor is going to give me a better deal because obviously I'm moving more weight. So it's the same thing for me. So the more weight that I move, obviously the cheaper the pound would be on the other side. That would allow me to give a cheaper rate on the other side for retail as far as customers go if they wanted to buy ounces, half ounces, quarter pounds, or pounds. Obviously, if you're going to dive deep into this right here, pounds is the way to go, because I just told you, you can basically buy a pound for $2,400, and $2,400, $2,400 pound divided by 448 grams basically breaks you down to about $5.35 a gram is what you would be paying if you're buying bulk. So for those of you out there that don't understand what's going on here, is basically you want to buy your THC flower or marijuana in a bulk amount. You want to buy it in larger amounts. When you go in and you're buying it at a gram, they're piecemealing you to death at $20 or $15 a gram all the way around. And if you were to go ahead and buy the leap up and buy that ounce, you would probably break that down to about $7 a gram. But if you would go ahead and break it up to say a quarter pound or half pound or pound, now you're breaking that down to $3, $4, $5 a gram. It's something that you can obviously deal with on a later basis. And on the other side of it, you have to think about it like this: for you retail store owners out there, if you're buying your flower between $1,500 and $2,400 a pound, you're basically creating a $3,000 or $4,000 income with that pound through your store. Like if I can pass 5 pounds through my store and I've sold every one of those pounds at retail rate in the store, I'm coming back on about $20,000 or $30,000 a week in the store, like that I've made profit, and I've still got flower sitting on the shelf. So all the way around, guys, bulk is the best way to buy flower. I'm not telling anything that that the old heads back in the day that don't know, because this has been done on a street level for many, many years. There's obviously it comes over from Mexico, and obviously the street dealer, he breaks it down into smaller amounts, and the street dealer is one that has to see the most people, but he's also the one that carries the most burden, but he also is the one that's making the most money. He's also, like, if he's buying those pounds and he's breaking it down, and selling it grams on the street or grams in the store or anywhere else for that matter, he's the last guy on the list is making the most money. He's the one making the money on the ground side, and those people out there that are buying bulk are only making $100 to $200 for the flip all the way around, if they're even if they're flipping pounds all the way around. So guys, if you're going to come with me, like, if you want to buy grams, I will certainly sell you guys grams of flower. But obviously, I'm letting you know that the best way to, stop my profiteering and ease your pain in your pocket would probably be to bump up to ounce, quarter ounce, quarter pound, and half pounds and pounds. That would be the way you would want to buy your flower, and those are going to be the best deals in THCA. So if anybody's got any questions, please feel free to reach out, and I'll talk to you guys later, man. Love you. See ya.